Hello and welcome to Sewing with Miss Rice. Today we're going to take this beautiful yellow fabric and turn it into Blockface. So first you'll need 4 rectangles, ta-da, and 2 squares. If you're choosing to do this on your own at home, folks, just go and make sure that the bottom of the square is the same size as well the bottom of the rectangle. Now you want to make sure your fabric is large enough for your 2 sets of rectangles. This fabric is currently folded in half. So you can see I'm double checking, and yes, it's big enough. I even have room for extra squares should I so desire. Now, I would normally recommend for a beginner to go ahead and mark this with chalk. Really make sure you have it lined out. In my case, I'm going to go ahead and mark it up by, well, not doing it. I'm going to just pin the pattern and cut around. This is your standard printer paper. I went and got this on my printer and did it myself. So there we go, all pinned up, and then we just go and cut. So please make sure that you're very careful. The shears are very, very sharp, so use them carefully, and do not risk cutting yourself. So you'll see I'm making sure I have it folded over nice and even. I have the 2 layers, and this will have the added benefit of helping to make sure multiple things are done. So again, you're going to cut the rectangles out twice, the square once with the fabric folded over, because you need a total of 4 rectangles and 2 squares. And you'll see I'm cutting just nice and evenly. And there we go. Easy peasy, 1, 2, 3, easy. Now, one thing I would like to mention at this time, never mark your patterns with ink. And you can see you have our little squares all set now. The reason you do not mark with ink is it can actually permanently mark your pattern. There's a good chance that it will bleed, cause other nastiness, etc. So only use chalk or pencil. I find pencil tends to wash out pretty easily. So again, cutting out the sides. And there we go. Okay, so we have 2 rectangles, but we are making a rectangular prism. Oh, and you thought math words weren't going to be involved in this video. Carefully set my shears down. Make sure my fabric is nicely laid out. I'd also like to mention at this time, while I did not show it in the video, it does help if your fabric is ironed beforehand, but if you forgot, don't panic, as you can still go and iron it after the fact. Now you want to go and set up your fabric so that way it has plenty of space. You want to set up your pattern so that way it fits. And don't panic if you cut a little crooked before, but you do want to have as little waste as possible. After all, you never know when you might need an extra piece for something. So again, I'm just going to cut neatly, starting with the bigger chunks so I have more control. Just cut away the stuff I don't need and save the scrap for later. Pieces that are too small you can just toss. I've also seen people use them for stuffing. Just trim off the little bits. And a little bit more. There we go. Just straight down the side. And voila, we're done. Okay, folks, so until next time, keep sewing, and I'll see you again. Happy sewing!